Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to another episode of Hades 1. This is our mirror setup for the day, and if you watched the last episode, you know we're in for another dash-only run. We're going to be taking Greater Reflex this time, though, instead of Ruthless Reflex, and the reason for that is I think that extra dash actually matters a lot more in this instance, because we're going to be taking Athena's dash. Athena has one of the highest defense tools, or one of the best defense tools in the game in the form of her dash, and I think having more dashes will be more beneficial than the 50% damage up and 50% dodge chance that Ruthless Reflex gives. We're going to go ahead and take 30 max level jury summons, 3 levels of extreme measures, maxing benefits package, and middle management for a total of 16 heat, and I'm going to keep it casual like that. This is going to be a rough run. We do not have any damage for a long while. We're going to very much depend on reflect damage to carry the run, and there are going to be some enemies that are very easy to kill.
For you, my cousin Zagreus, I wish to offer the most potent of the blessings I am able to bestow. Make wise your use of this, and rise toward us.
And far more enemies that are going to be tough to kill. Alright, so
good.
What a beautiful slate of boons that I don't want. Alright, let's reroll.
What I need right now.
And of course we get the lowest tier dash attack, because why not make this any make this any easier. So the thing I need to be mindful of is, one, the number of dashes I have. Is there any benefit to taking a Chaos Gate here? I guess if I got increased boon rarity, I could make an argument for it, so we'll go for it and see what we get. Boon rarity or HP won't hurt.
The fates have much in store for you, O son of Hades. Perhaps, however, we can tamper with their weavings here to some extent.
Alright, what have you got, Chaos? HP, more damage to unstruck foes. I think we'll just take the HP. Alternatively, more coin could have been nice, but I don't think I reroll here. So 50% reduction in move speed shouldn't matter too much, since we're kind of depending on our dashes for movement anyway. But look, we're one of those slow-mo walking lifeguards. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, anyway, so I have a whole lot of things to talk about this episode, actually, because it's been a while since I've recorded. Getting a mixture of work and getting ready for work has kept me fairly tied up, which is why I've been trying to record some videos in advance, and that's why I have a small stockpile now. But the thing I want to talk about today is I kind of also, a large time sink of sorts, was actually, I am trying to do some sort of silly Hades video that is not related to gameplay, but rather taking sound effects and voice lines from Hades and recreating Africa's, or Toto's Africa, that overly memed To Hell and Back song. I've been learning how to use, well, first off, I've been learning how to do music in general, because I have like no background in music whatsoever. I had, oh gosh, Poseidon is not good here. Poseidon is like one of the gods we wanted the least here, unless he's going to offer us a trade for his dash, but that kind of defeats the point of this build. I mean, actually, no, never mind. I was going to say maybe I could take his duo with Ares, but that still requires me to press the cast button. I guess real quick before I wander into the realm of learning how to do music production, I should mention the rules of this run. Of course, dash only means all of our damage is from the dash, no attack, cast, no special. I also have a rule of no Vengeful Mood, because that just makes the run so much easier. I am still okay with taking all the Zeus tier 2 boons, and I can take Revenge and Spoons, I just can't take Vengeful Mood, because that just carries a run. I also allow my Chthonic Keepsake to be used, because if you make the argument that 5 casts of a Chthonic Keepsake was the make or break point of a dash-only run, I disagree, except at higher heats, where I do think sometimes a Chthonic Keepsake could speed through a boss that would have otherwise caused you to take a lot of damage. But I think we're more than safe to assume that I've proven it enough times at this point that I can beat a dash-only run with or without the Chthonic Keepsake. And for me, it just offers the coin that might let us get a boon later on.
Ah, you've received the blessing from Athena there already, little Hades. So careful all the time, that one, but here, I'll help you live a little, just in case.
Alright, so that begs the question, is there anything that Poseidon can even offer us aside from Ocean's Bounty that I would want? I guess, nope, I'm not using my call, so that's not useful. Basically, Sunken Treasure and Ocean Bounty are about the only two core boons he can offer that I'd be particularly interested in. Mirage Shot is useless, Sea Storm is useless, Curse of Drowning requires my cast. I guess his Dionysus duo is okay. His boon from Athena is cute, but does really nothing for us. So yeah, basically his duos with Aphrodite and Dionysus are worthwhile considerations, but I'm not going out of my way for them because they're not the gods I really want. I think at this point the main gods I want are Artemis for crit chance, just to up our damage in any capacity, and Zeus. Alternatively, Ares just for Vengeance Boon damage, but we'll take the 50% more coin. That'll give us, that'll at least make us a little bit, it'll let us afford a few more things in the shop, if nothing else. Now, oh my goodness, witches. So witches in Tartarus are, I think I've made it clear, very obnoxious to deal with, especially with forced overtime, and if they form clones, which I think we had some clone spawning witches there. May have been mistaken, not sure. Without this movement speed, I need to be careful about conserving my dashes. The ashes. Anyway, so those are the rules of the run. Dashes are only damage, but Chthonic Keepsake is permitted, no Vengeful Mood, Vengeance Boons otherwise allowed. With all that said, back on the topic I had started about, so yeah, I had to have Kiwi, who used to do a lot of music. She actually plays the flute, which is really cool. By the way, Kiwi, I don't know if I've expressed that enough. Okay, maybe I just need to hold my dash until I see projectiles coming my way. But I had Kiwi help teach me how to read sheet music because I once knew how to do that.
I should go.
And that is a skill I have not practiced in... Oh, hey, Zeus. Excellent. Okay. And we somehow didn't lose a Chthon... oh, you know what? Our Chaos Boon popped, so we got HP back. Cool. Oh, the Sneak. One of my favorite bosses to not have damage against. Actually, you know what? You have projectiles. I can handle you. If I save my dashes. I'd probably save my dashes. Teleport. I need to learn his timing a little bit. I'm definitely dropping a Boldy on this guy.
Ahoy, Prince.
Or Boldy just decides he wants to kill the Ringer instead. That was cool. Thanks, Boldy. Look, I can't complain too much. So, like I said, we're in for the long haul on this one. There's no way to make this substantially easier until we start getting some good tier 2s. That's why I'm hoping for a Lightning Reflexes fairly early on into this run. And we did take, I'm pretty sure I took God's Pride, which should make our rarities higher, and hopefully we get a high rarity
You'll watch yourself down there, won't you, young man?
set of Zeus Boons. Let's see. We're not offered it, and I think it's so integral to the build that we kind of need it as soon as possible, so we re-roll, and we don't get it. So I'll take Thunder Flourish. The reason for that is, one, if I really want to, I can sell it, but two, it drops Lightning Bolts so we can get the tier 2s that benefit Lightning Reflexes later. Hammers are useless, so that HP looks most appealing to me here. Anyway, so I have downloaded a free digital audio management software called Cakewalk. I have had Kiwi teach me how to read sheet music. Because again, back in, I want to say 6th grade, I learned the viola very briefly. I was terrible at it. I don't know what is wrong with me, but I can keep timing in video games like it's no issue. But put me in front of a musical, put me on a musical instrument, have me play a rhythm game. I can't keep a beat for my life. I can't hear. I have no sense of pitch. I can't hear individual notes very easily. My ears are just not trained. And beyond that, I guess I never really had the passion, the motivation, the interest in committing all the effort to learning an instrument that I never really felt like I made significant improvement on. I think the biggest deterrent to me learning an instrument, sadly, was, this is going to sound weird, but how supportive my mom was about it. Every time I tried to practice at home, my mom would get really excited and just come invade my space and be like, let me listen. And I'm like, I don't play well. I don't like how this sounds. And I understand you're trying to be really supportive, but I kind of just want solitude in this. I want to, it's the frustration that I've had with like everything art related I've ever done. It's that I don't want to show it to people until I have something that I can be proud of. And I think I've made it clear in previous episodes that like, I should be proud of what I have because I've done something that I've never done before. But as a kid, you don't really have that mindset, right? We're gonna go for the trial. It's gonna be a bit rough, but more Zeus Boons. We need to, because Zeus is in the trial, we need to take it. Poseidon or Zeus first? Poseidon, again, doesn't offer us anything. It's just I'm more prone to taking damage from him. I think we still take Zeus. Zeus will make this easier.
You made the right choice.
All right. Lowest tier static discharge or high voltage? I mean, high voltage offers nothing. Static discharge is damage. We just don't have a way of getting that jolted damage off yet. Could set us up for his legendary, though. So, I don't know. Really would like lightning reflexes above all else. I think I take the low tier high voltage, hoping for a higher tier jolted later on.
I could have sworn I told you never to take the power of the sea for granted, little Hades. It seems the time for words is over then.
Yeah. Like, I know what my mom was doing, and I'm absolutely, like, I'm very happy that she was the sort of parent that would be supportive of me learning a talent like that. It was very much just it's that unhealthy childhood mindset of this is something that feels like it should be private for now, and I don't want to share it with anyone until it's something that I can be proud of. And like now it's a matter of like I acknowledge like there are going to be things that you have to start from somewhere. You can't learn a skill and expect it to be good at it unless it builds off of skills you already have. Like I can learn a new game fairly quickly because I have a lot of built-in understanding of how video games work. I can't do that with arts. I have learned so many new things in the last few years thanks to this channel. I have learned how to draw to some capacity at least. I'm still learning how to use Krita, and I'm still certainly nowhere near good enough at it. But I'm now I'm learning some degree of music stuff, and it's really cool that I've been able to, with this channel as an excuse, kind of delve into more creative avenues. And I'm very happy about that. That said, I've still got a lot of learning to do. But I recognize that I've started from nothing and I've got something. So it's cool. It's really cool. I'm taking a lot of I'm taking a lot of damage in this room. They die so quickly after their armor drops, but before their armor drops, they are tanky mofos. Maybe I shouldn't have taken jury summons, honestly. Maybe I should have settled for a different act. Oh well. Elysium's gonna be a rough Kiwi. I should mention, like, my plan for this build to maybe actually have a fighting chance is I was thinking about Ares for going for Merciful End, but I can't actually get it now that I have Zeus's special, so I guess Ares doesn't matter outside of his Vengeance Boon giving us a little bit of extra damage if I really need it. I don't really know what to expect on this one other than just hoping I get some damage. Which I really don't have much in the way of things that can give damage for that matter. Look, we knew what we were in for. This is going to be a nice casual chat of things that are happening. So, what I will say is, why am I doing this? So I already explained it. I'm trying to sync up sound effects from Hades and possibly pitch shift some of Zagreus's lyre practice to recreate Africa by Toto. Now, one second.
My fits of anger come and go just like the tides, nephew. Now take this from me and get out of here.
All right, Poseidon, what have you got for us? I'll just take Sunken Treasure. I could use the HP and the coin more than anything else he can offer. And he can offer Sunken Treasure multiple times, so... Oops, hey, fish. So, anyway, the other song I'm considering doing as like an alternative, because Toto may be a little bit more complicated. It's something that just has a strong beat that's easily recreated, like Eye of the Tiger. I bet I could do Eye of the Tiger pretty well.
Got me a knucklehead.
I'm pretty sure the special sound effect for Gilgamesh is kind of like a lion's roar or a tiger's roar or some sort of like panther. It's some sort of large predatory felid roar. So I could probably make that work. And honestly, I'm thinking about switching gears to that just because it seems a little bit easier to manage.
I got you.
Sorry, Sisyphus, didn't mean to cut you off there.
Boldy, lend your favor to me, won't you?
All right, Boldy, what did you give us? Move speed would probably be best.
Okay.
Cast damage, cute, not really helpful. Oh well.
Do tell the Furies I said.
Yeah, so we need some good Zeus spoons more than any. I think once we get Zeus online, this stops becoming an Athena dash only run. But it for our sanity, if we're not allowed to take Vengeful Mood, we kind of need that on our plate, right? I think the issue is we're getting all the enemies that do not have reflectable projectiles. Like, we're getting louts and wretches only. We need splitters, or we need witches. As rough as that witch's room was, it was mostly me playing it wrong. Yeah. I need to be careful about wasting dashes on enemies too, because I'm still getting hit a fair bit if I am not careful. Okay, there's a witch. We'll keep you alive and hope that we can reflect some projectiles back at the wretches. Or not. My general idea is I want to save projectile spawning enemies for last to kill if I can redirect their projectiles at enemies other than the projectile spawner. No matter. Maybe it's not worth it after all. We're going to be hunting for some Athena boons that help with this build as well, namely Brilliant Riposte, which will double our, at least double our reflect damage, which will help a lot. But unfortunately, what you see is kind of what we're in for the rest of the run, because I've locked myself out of Merciful End unless Ares is kind enough to offer us something. I honestly may alleviate the rule of no Vengeful Mood just to have some sort of semblance of a chance. The biggest issue being that we already have Poseidon, who doesn't offer any Vengeance Boons. So even our Vengeful Mood would be kind of weaker than ideal. Anything in here I want? No, not really. All right. Oh, and this darkness, I mean, we're not going to be able to kill anything quickly enough to really get that much darkness. I don't think it's worth bothering with. All right. Mystery boon. Mystery boon. We have 3 gods, and if it's not... let's do it. I'm going to regret this. Let me buy the palm first, at least.
Just what I need.
Let's go ahead and toss that on Divine Dash, so we get 3 more damage on our dash.
I've
Woohoo.
come to offer my support.
Okay. Deathless Stand, Sure Footing. Let's see what sets us up for some of our higher tier boons that we'll need. What we're looking for is we are looking for Blinding Flash. We can get that. We can get Brilliant Riposte. We need Brilliant Riposte for her legendary. And as far as duos go, really, there are no duos in this run that we particularly want. I will take her attack, that said. On the off chance that we do go for Ares and he offers us a trade for our special, that could still set us up for Merciful End, and that gives us a fighting chance. I may as well buy this darkness. I have no use for much of the... I'm not going to really benefit too much from the shops this run, I think.
I'm back, ladies.
Ready, sister. One of these encounters, you'll let your guard down, and I'll kill you again for old time's sake.
On the bright side, Meg can at least drop some projectiles so I can have some chance of dealing damage to her. I don't know if she does her projectile attack at this early in the run. I think she can use it as soon as this first section. I'm just not sure. Come on, spin around and shoot projectiles, Meg. No? Alright, fair enough. Oh, I thought I was just barely able to get out of range. On the bright side, if I kite her onto traps like this, that'll help get some damage in. Or if we can kite her around pillars, that does a lot of damage for us too. Alright, Kiwi, look at us. We're 10 minutes in and we're almost through Tartarus. Hooray. We've almost gotten Meg phased, I think. I wish you could reflect Electo's projectiles. I'm not convinced Meg can use her spammable projectile. Maybe we just have to wait till her second phase so she gets more moves. Wondering slightly if maybe taking Ruthless Reflex would have been worth it. I don't think it would have been. Ah, shoot, I'm getting hit by a lot of things. I'm gonna have to drop a Boldy, probably. There's no excuse for me getting hit here. I can play safe. Oh, I should have waited till after she dashed. Oh, good, she was just in range. Perfect. All right. Meg, just use your projectiles. I know you have, like, your big spinny move where you, like, drop a bunch of projectiles in an AoE around you. Why can't you do that for me? Good for your old pal Zag. Zagreus. Zagreus. Nope. All right. So yeah, I've been eyeballing Eye of the... That's funny. I've been thinking about Eye of the Tiger as a reasonable alternative to what I had originally set up for, because I think it'll be a little bit easier as, like, someone learning how to do this, whereas Africa by Toto has so many additional like background instruments and stuff, and not that Eye of the Tiger doesn't, but it definitely sounds like it has less. And I can if I recreate the beat and, like, the very baseline melody, I think I should have a much easier time. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, that didn't actually do nearly as much damage as I hoped it would, but it did do some damage. We really need help on this run, Kiwi. This is gonna be rough. Oh, I'm gonna hit. Yep. All right, one more hit and I lose a Death Defiance, which is strictly unnecessary. You do not need to take that level of damage. And if you're gonna be kind enough to drop these on us, we'll go ahead and reflect them as best we can. Ooh, timing is a little tight on this. We're fine. Seems pretty spam happy on her projectiles now, thankfully, but these do, like, next to no damage, so reflecting them doesn't do much to her either. Okay, Meg dead. Meg dead. I can go back to thinking. So yeah, Eye of the Tiger's probably the next idea, and I might. What I'll probably do is I'll put a clip of what I've got at the end of this, so you can see what I'm actually cooking. It'll be at the very end of the video, so expect it then. I've got, like, maybe 20 seconds of something assembling good, but
Are you suitably warmed up for Asphodel?
please note it's definitely a major work in progress. I'm gonna take Ares. I think I need Ares. Maybe we get Merciful End. That'll up our damage some amount if I can reliably get Curse of Vengeance. But let's be honest. I think this run needs help. I'm honestly probably gonna lift my run limitation of no Vengeful Mood exclusively for my own sanity, because this is gonna be a rough run otherwise. And at the very least, even if I don't get that, I get Vengeful Mood, and that can do a lot of damage. Do I take the Hermes here or the Chaos Gate? I think, honestly, Hermes has more to offer. More dashes will up our damage. Quick Recovery will help keep us alive if we get hit while dashing anyway. Hyper Sprint would be good for repositioning and setting up for rush delivery, so we have some decent options. Finally, a room with some projectile spawners. Like, look at that. Like, as long as we have projectiles to reflect, we kill things quickly. It's just, if we don't, the rooms take forever. Asphodel at least has some decent projectile spawning enemies if they want to spawn their projectiles, I suppose. The main thing I need to be careful about that I seem to be prone to doing is dashing in face first into enemies without any dashes left, and then suffering the consequences of not having a dash to deflect a projectile and getting hit point blank. And the annoying thing about these projectiles is that they do stagger you, so you kind of get locked into an animation of, well, I'm going to get hit by this. Where you are? There you are. Okay. So what else have I done recently? So I almost beat a 45 heat run. One second.
Nice day we're having on the surface. You should see it, boss.
Let's see. Greater haste, greater reflex. I think I reroll for a higher tier greatest reflex.
I would like none of these.
And now we have none of them. That was a mistake. I'll take auto reload because that can up our damage with bad news if we get it. Again, bad news. Rate of C. Your rate of C. Could not really give us anything that great. Okay.
Get me out of here.
I mean, what I'm referring to there is the boons that her refreshing nectar could hit. Like, if it hits our stash, it's not going to do much.
Look, Orvie, the one thing better than singing, hon, is singing with somebody you love.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't think getting rarity increase is worth it here. All the things it could hit could really, like, outside of the dash, nothing that really benefits us. So I'm going to go for the refreshing nectar. Hopefully we get some good higher tier boons soon enough. If nothing else, a Ares Curse of Vengeance would be lovely just to speed things along a little bit when I get hit. Thankfully, a lot of enemies in Asphodel do drop projectiles we can reflect, and the ones that don't are usually fairly low HP, except for maybe the what are they? I forget what they are. The blue skeletons that just slash really rapidly all the time. And I guess if they have armor, there's no helping that. Armor just makes things so much tankier. Anyway, so where were we? So I ran a 45 heat run. I got to Hades and I got him halfway through his second phase, but I got clipped by a pot and took an instant 150 damage because hide and security, the one that makes traps do 400% damage more, they affect pots, and that is so brutal. Oh look, the game heard me say these guys would probably counter my build, but look, actually they're taking a fair bit of damage. I wonder if it's because when I dash into them, they get a little bit of knockback, and if they hit each other, they're taking knockback damage rather than actually taking damage from the dash. Not sure. The main thing I need to be mindful of is not landing right in front of them. Maybe I really should just play this as like kind of a waiting game and then reflect, like a parry sort of focused game where I wait until enemies toss out their projectiles and then use my dash. That does seem to be a little bit more effective.
Good enough to eat.
Few more damage on the dash? Sure, why not?
Are you serious?
Feels effectively useless. I will buy this HP, we kind of need it. Alright, who's showing up? Shop or Ares? How did I know? That's a very high tier Ares room though, but it requires me to beat a mini boss. Kinda not worth it, but kinda worth it. Alternatively, we take the shop and see either Athena or Zeus, who can benefit us more immediately, and I think, honestly, that's probably the better call here. Ares doesn't necessarily offer us anything directly. This shop, as long as it's not Poseidon, offers us something huge. Aphrodite, what? Ugh. Because we didn't have a fourth god, Aphrodite decided to show up. Well, it's a free chamber, so I can't complain that much, and we're still getting a high tier Ares after all. So the question is this going to be the Skull Crusher or, it's the Mega Gorgon Skull Crusher? I don't know. I honestly would have preferred the Death Barge because a lot of enemies that spam projectiles spawn on that fight. So we'll have to see how this goes. I'm not looking forward to it. I think what I need to do is try and get this guy to spawn right next, or drop right next to his girlfriend, and then take them both at the same time. The main issue is she will teleport probably by time. There we go. Okay, hold on. Come over here. Nope. The Skull Crusher does have like a limited time frame for when it will drop or not. All right, kite over here. All right, stand on the Mega Gorgon, and there we go. Ah, shoot. I'm just gonna drop Boldy and see what I can do. Maybe I hit both of them. Did not, but that's fine. Some HP helps a lot. Yeah, the Death Barge would have been a lot easier simply because it, what's the word? The Death Barge spawns a bunch of enemies that usually throw projectiles, the Slam Dancers and Wave Crashers and things of that nature. I think for now I'll just focus down the Skull Crusher because I can more reliably DPS him than the Mega Gorgon. And if the Mega Gorgon tries to hit us with a projectile, I can reflect those back at Skull Crusher. I also seem to be very prone to taking damage from Skull Crusher, which doesn't help. Anywho, where was I? So, where was I? So that this 45 heat run had basically maxed out hard labor and not forced overtime. What is it? Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Hard labor, which makes damage. Lasting consequences. There we go. So basically, all enemies did like 80% more damage, and I only healed for 75% of what HP I could pick up, which made the run really rough. But I made it to Elysium with 3 Death Defiances.
I surely hope your bloodshed's going well, and long that there shall be no end to it. I am, as ever, here to serve your benefit.
Let's see. Blood Frenzy, honestly, probably a huge pickup because we're gonna die in Hades' room, and a 22% increased damage.
The War God's power.
It's gonna be like 4 damage on the dash, but that's 4 more damage than I would have had before, I guess. Ugh. I guess it's probably closer to 5, but still. I don't enjoy how this run is going so far. I should probably depend on like wall trap or room traps to DPS a bit better. Like if I see an enemy land near this, I kite them into it. Fortunately, I did not manage to do so well. We really need Brilliant Riposte. That will up our damage substantially. At least against enemies that have projectiles, but right now we're only hitting them for about as much damage as they would have hit us. We're trucking along. Anyway, where was I? So the idea that I'm having, or the idea that I had was, well, I saw that I started with the Blitz Disc, the Zeus aspect on the shield, because I think I proved in the last couple runs that the Blitz Disc is broken when used right. It has a really high damage threshold, and more importantly, it is a shield, therefore it can block damage, which can get me out of some really sticky situations, especially if I don't have a dash left. If I think my dash cooldown isn't going to get me through the time it takes for a forced overtime enhanced attack speed on an enemy that has a really strong attack coming at me, I can try and hold the shield bash and hope that I can get that damage blocked. And it's not 100%. I also I think part of the reason I lost this run was I discovered the shield has a threshold for the maximum amount of damage it can block before it just you start getting hit through it, apparently. I must have blocked like 90 damage, but unfortunately I was blocking Zeus's laser, or Hades' laser, so I regrettably, after the shield broke, took another like 120 damage from the laser, and then a 150 hit from a pot did the rest. It was rough. I had like 300 HP going into that room, which is the crazy bit. Or into the final boss, which was the crazy bit. I also got really lucky, so I took Lucky Tooth into Elysium, because when I got to Elysium I had a feeling that I was going to die a lot, and I was absolutely right for taking it. That saved the run, because I would have died in Elysium before it even got to Styx. We'll take the shop here. We've got a lot of coins, so hopefully we see some gods we actually want this time. Is this the end shop already? Really? Oh, I guess it is. Ares, not my preferred god. We will buy the HP too.
Why not?
Ares Aid, Curse of Vengeance. Ooh, Epic Tier Curse of Vengeance. That's going to help us a lot.
Violence.
It's definitely not our breadwinner. It's not going to carry the run, but honestly, it's our greatest source of damage because we have been spurned by Zeus so far.
I have longed to hear the sound of your hiss, Lerny.
Like, all we need is a decent lightning reflexes. Oh, beautiful. We got the Lerny that shoots projectiles. That will help us kill him a lot faster. And by a lot, I mean, like, we're still going to take 5 minutes to kill this boss. But it is sped up substantially, thankfully. Maybe I shouldn't have taken, what's the word? Status Privilege. I had thought I would very easily get Status Privilege between Blinding Flash and Zeus's Jolted damage, and yet here we are halfway through the run with basically only our dash as our damage at this point. Forgive me if this is going to be a boring run, Kiwi, but it's definitely a run worth falling asleep to. And the point is proving that I can do it, not the fact that I expected this to be an amazing episode, I suppose. Trying to reflect those projectiles, but he turned his head too quickly. He's in a really awkward spot. Can we maybe not stay there? Nope. Okay, well, unfortunate. Anyway, so this 45 heat run took the aspect of Zeus on the shield, got a Zeus special because, I mean, of course I did. Why wouldn't I get a Zeus special if I'm going to go this route? So I forced Zeus's keepsake to get a special, and thankfully I got the highest tier special. So it carries early Tartarus a little bit, but enemies with armor, I'm realizing, especially on this run, armor makes this game so much harder because enemies do not stagger, and armor is effectively, I think, 3 times their base HP. Because there's no way that it's double. It feels like it's so much more. All right, there's one head. What I would give for a little lightning reflexes on this run. But it does not appear we're gonna get that anytime soon. At least I still have projectiles I can reflect. All right, Kiwi, we are officially on to phase 2 of Lerny. Woohoo. Honestly, I think I probably dropped Boldy here just for the HP it gives. I was waiting for him to use his chin slammer repositioning moves to make sure that I got that off. All right, that speeds along this phase. I don't think Boldy will do much against Lerny's split heads, otherwise I'd probably use them there. In theory, if I got a bunch of the heads kind of stacked next to each other, it would be manageable. I just didn't think it was going to be. And at least we are getting some damage from Reflex. So Zeus aspects, Zeus special. And then I went for Artemis. I got Artemis. It was Artemis. Who else did I get? I don't actually remember. I think I got Aphrodite, but I didn't really want her. Oh, right. It was Athena, Aphrodite, Artemis, and Zeus. I only took Aphrodite because she was forced, and I didn't really care about taking her. It was more so just a matter of making sure that I got a 4th god in the pool as soon as possible. So I was more likely to be able to stack Artemis and Zeus spoons. And Athena, of course, for getting death defiances that she can offer. Unfortunately, she didn't offer any death defiances when they mattered. She offered them when I had full death defiances, or I did take 1 level of the Pact of Punishment that makes it so a boon is locked out. I only took 1 level, so I still had the ability to choose between 2 boons. But of course, the 1 boon that was blocked out for Athena when she finally shows up in Styx, when I'm already down like 2 death defiances, I think, was that was the one that was blocked out. Her only death defiance that she offered the entire run that was worth taking, and it was blocked out because of course it would be. Which was really unfortunate, and I think honestly if I had had that death defiance I probably would have won the run. That said, I really can't complain. I had relatively good RNG. I forget what I didn't get. I think it was I didn't get jolted that run. I didn't get Static Discharge, Zeus's Curse Spoon, but I did get his legendary, which just shredded through rooms. I had a really good looking sticks, honestly. Like a lot of my sticks looked really clean. Just wasn't enough against Hades, who the issue is I really do not have a lot of practice at playing Forced Overtime in Elysium and Styx. And so a lot of how to handle bosses I haven't trained myself to know how to handle bosses well. And maybe I should start taking more Forced Overtime just for that sake, just to get better at running higher heat. Because you kind of have to take Forced Overtime when you're going for higher heat runs. But regardless, I clearly, whatever logic I should have had, I didn't have in those moments. Can we maybe see this Lerny death sometime in the near future? I wonder how long this episode is going to be. It is easily going to be over an hour. Anyway, so, oh, hold on. There we go. Curse of Vengeance getting the kill, of course.
Back to wherever your neck went.
Look, we're doing the challenge, and then we're never doing it again. That's all it takes, right? Would you believe I almost considered doing this at 32 heat? Could you have believed how that run would have went? Ugh. All right, who can I force? Wait, I haven't taken Zeus's keepsake yet? What? Or am I holding it right now? Wait, I'm so confused. Right, I took Athena at the start. Okay, well that's great. We'll gladly take Zeus into this. Should have taken Zeus before Ares, honestly. Okay, that was my mistake. Forgive me. My brain was on that 32 heat or that 45 heat run, and so I'm like, I started with Zeus's keepsake. Okay. That's good to know. We still have a good chance of seeing a bunch of Zeus spoons then. Or at least one. And one may be all we need, because lightning reflexes will really help the run out a lot.
Heroes, then.
I probably should have taken that jolt of damage when I could. We'll go for Hermes here. There's no benefit to taking hammers, realistically speaking, because hammers aren't going to affect anything on the dash. They only affect the attack and special primarily, and the dash attack, I suppose, if you want to count that separately. I don't really. It's still an attack. Love to see splitter rooms. Splitter rooms make Elysium a lot more approachable. There we go. Easy peasy. All right, Hermes, what have you got? Dashes, please. Greatest reflex +3. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Alternatively, hyper sprint, not the worst thing, but I think the dashes are way more important here. I am extremely mobile. Do I take the Chaos Gate? I don't think I do. Again, Chaos. Ugh. Chaos can offer boon rarity. Chaos can offer HP. You know what? It's better than coin. We have so much coin and we don't need the hammer. I'll take it. HP, boon rarity, coin increase. Those are going to be the boons we are looking for here. Let's see. All right. 250% more damage from traps, but 40% more coin. I think for the sake of I only have 2 rerolls, it's not rerolling away from that, even if it's not amazing. And then we'll take the coin for the extra reroll then, I guess, with that in mind. Interesting. I saw 1 gold pop, but I missed the other one. On the bright side, the fact that we have all these extra dashes does mean our DPS goes up a little bit, but we're still only hitting 25 damage a time. You know what I should do? I should kite these guys to where these arrows are so that the arrows kill them. Like, I don't even need to reflect them. I just need to make sure that they're in line because they'll take base damage from the arrow. Or they'll just stop right in front of where the arrows travel. That could also happen, I suppose. Come on, right here. All right, maybe I don't play around that. I should probably, maybe the statues are the better option because I can more easily kite them around the statues. Never mind, I broke both statues. Kiwi, okay. Elysium. If the rest of the run wasn't rough, the Elysium certainly will. So let's talk more about this 45 heat run. So I've told you about the basic idea of my build, just building around Zeus special as you always do with the aspect of Zeus on the shield. The notion being, aside from it giving incredible damage, Zeus just, the more Zeus you get, the more your damage becomes stacked fairly quickly. The ultimate result of this was I got to, I want to say at least Asphodel, but I believe Elysium with 3 Death Defiances. I definitely made it through Tartarus with all 3 Death Defiances, if nothing else, which felt really good because my first attempt at this 45 heat run ended with me having effectively no Death Defiances going into Tartarus with a fairly solid starting build, honestly. All right, these chariots, oh my goodness. You want to know why I lost so many Death Defiances in Elysium? It was actually the chariots. Forced overtime chariots with benefits package giving them enhanced speed and teleporting. I got womboed by a single chariot and took, I want to say, about 60 damage in under a second. Because it hit me twice for some reason, even though it only was doing 1 charge, which I think the chariot should only be able to hit you once per charge. The fact that that chariot was able to hit me twice with the same attack was really annoying. Oh, hey, we can finally mark off this prophecy, so we're going to take this. Prevent flame wheels from appearing in encounters for 10 encounters. That basically means they're not going to show up for the rest of Elysium. But most importantly, that's a fated prophecy complete, I think. And there's Zeus. We have to take this room because it's a guaranteed high tier Zeus. We really owe God Asterius.
You enter my chamber once again, short one. Then good.
Kiwi, this is going to be rough, but we could get something huge out of it, so I have to. Asterius does in fact have projectiles, but only in his second half of the fight, like his second phase. So we're in for the long haul. But on the bright side, with all these stashes, if I can try and kite them into these walls, they regenerate, so I can use a lot of them for a lot of damage here. So I think the main thing is I just play around the wall as much as possible. Kite him over here with this wall, or the statue. I guess it's a statue, but that's honestly going to do more damage than our dashes, so can't do much about him here. Actually, I can dash through him. I have enough dashes. I have what? I have 7 dashes right now, which is a whole lot of dashes. He also destroys the statue, so I can try and kite him into them, like when he does his charges. Losing out on DPS if he's not going to attack first, though. And the statues only regenerate with 1 hit, so I need to be careful about dashing into them. Asterius, come here, honey. There we go. It's honestly probably faster to just fight him legit. And by fight him legit, I mean just keep dashing into him. Anyway, oh, okay. Thankfully, there we go. Perfect. That should get it. Oh, it missed him. All right. I think I can I think I have the idea behind Asterius' fight, so I can probably focus on commentary again. I just needed to gain my bearings. Once we get him to a second phase, yeah, I'm going to be more likely to take damage, but I'm also going to be able to deal with his... I'll be able to damage him a little bit more because of projectiles that he spawns. Oh, hello. So, what else is there to say? Well, I think the main thing is... that run... we had a pretty good build going on. Yeah, I didn't get jolted, but more importantly, I got Zeus's Legendary. We had some decent Artemis. Unfortunately, I had to sell her Hunter's Mark, and then she didn't offer me anything other than her Hunter's Mark got grayed out in the second time it was offered, so I lost a lot of damage potential, and I didn't have reroll. The main thing was I didn't have rerolls and sticks, so all of those really valuable God boons that I really cared about, Athena's Death Defiance refund, Hunter's Mark on Artemis, I didn't get them either, because they were both grayed out. It was the worst, it was the most, like, soul-crushing RNG turnaround, unfortunately. I wonder if I use Sisyphus just to speed along this first phase. Probably not. I feel like it'll be wasted. I'm gonna do it.
Hey, Baldy. Ahoy!
I only have one Sisyphus left, so I have to be mindful of that, though. I probably save it for Hades, unless there's a really bad mini-boss encounter, but I think Hades is probably the one we focus on, because the only thing we can reflect from Hades is his Bloodstones. Anyway, so I honestly was DPSing Hades pretty crazy. I actually made it through his first phase, which, if you've never done for Extreme Measures 4, Hades' first phase I honestly feel is probably the scariest if you get really bad RNG with mini-bosses, especially if you have middle management going on at the same time, because middle management mini-bosses in a Hades boss fight are just so rough. Anyway, where were we? So with that in mind, though, really probably the most crucial thing that got me to him in the first place was we got a really lucky Patroclus room. I had 4 Death Defiances, effectively, because I had gotten Skelly's Keepsake for Elysium, because I wasn't convinced I was going to make it through Elysium alive. And as a result, I did lose that Death Defiance, so I was down 4 Death Defiances. Patroclus refunded that Death Defiance with his Kiss of Styx. And the cool thing is, like, after I removed Skelly's Keepsake, I took the Evergreen Acorn because I figured that would grant me more survivability against Hades, blocking 5 hits that could do, I think with the amount of hard labor I was on, without boiling blood, one of those hits does like 60 to 80 damage, which is a lot of damage. So I was very happy to see that, oh, this is a mistake. Okay, I had enough dashes to evade it, cool. Okay, I actually saved 1 dash there just to block the damage there. That was kind of cool. Anyway, so when you were basically, I took Acorn into Hades to block more damage, because if you put it out, if you do the math, Acorn blocks 5 hits, right? And that could be a single damage hit, or it could be one of Hades' like 70 damage hits. And if you block 2 hits from Hades, you have basically blocked more damage than the 100 HP you get from Skelly's Keepsake. So in terms of which one is better, I actually argue the Acorn is better than Lucky Tooth, with some exceptions. For example, Blood Frenzy, if you can get an extra Death Defiance to use for damage up, that's certainly one reason to consider Lucky Tooth as potentially being better. Again, you can abuse it for Patroclus to get an extra Death Defiance, so there are definitely instances where it's worth taking.
Tell Theseus I said hi.
But I think it can actually be a little bit of a noob trap sometimes. Okay. I think I have to reroll once and hope that we get lightning reflexes, because we really, really, really need lightning reflexes, or this run is just so dead in the water. Oh well, we got double strike. That's very helpful on the boon that doesn't use it. Like, we can get lightning reflexes, right, Zeus? Yeah, he has no precursor to lightning reflexes. The only reason we haven't gotten it is because of bad RNG. Oh, hopefully we see more Zeus soon enough. On the bright side, I did get double strike. I probably would have preferred the jolted damage, honestly, because we want some way of getting status privilege. But like, this is probably the most painful run I have ever done in all of Hades, because it doesn't feel like I'm going to lose. It just feels like I'm going to win excruciatingly slowly, and that makes it terrible. That makes it so ungodly painful. And oh good, Armored Chariot's my favorite. Alright, I think the solution to dealing with the chariots here is We have to play super safe. Oh, good, a third one. Here, let's kite them into this. Let's see if we can kite them into the eggs at least. Because maybe if they clash into each other, I can pop them. Yeah, that's how I can do it. I can just dash through the walls and kite them into these two eggs. Okay, that's how we're gonna have to do it. Oh, well, hello. Unfortunate. For some reason, my dash didn't go through the wall, even though it normally has every other time. Or maybe I missaw what happened there, but whatever. Point being, not into this. No, no, no! Wow.
A curse.
Unlucky.
Has been lifted.
Unlucky. Now I'm down 2 Death Defiances. That was a misplay on my part. I think a trial is a genuine mistake here. But we need Death Defiances from Athena. We need Sunken Treasure from Poseidon, I guess. Like, Poseidon's basically useless. Oh, Kiwi. Kiwi, I'm only doing this for you. We're half an hour. Like, this is going to be the longest run I ever have in Hades. It's a good thing I didn't take tight deadline. But we have not had the best RNG for our needs.
No way.
I can't buy the shop. Right, honestly, it's probably worth taking Athena here.
Thank you, Zagreus.
All right. I'm not going to re-roll here, but know that I really need Brilliant Riposte or one of her Death Defying experience, but at least we're one half of the way to Status Privilege now.
Bold of you to throw your lot in with my relatives instead of me, given the choice there, little Hades. But don't you ever bet against this horse.
Poseidon, are you a seahorse?
I'm sorry, Uncle.
All right. Well, at least we are getting splitters. Splitters mean we can actually deal some damage to enemies while they are on the field, at least. Because look, we reflect enough projectiles and they're basically one shot. But that's a lot of projectiles. It's actually worth chasing the projectiles over staying near the enemy. That's kind of funny. Poseidon, calm down. I think the most important thing is I just try to kite enemies through traps where possible. Oh gosh, do I have a way of stopping Revenants from respawning? I haven't even contended. Have I not had any champion enemies thus far, or whatever these Elysian champion type enemies that spawn Revenants are called? I don't actually know what they're called, like their class. I just call them champions. Elysian warriors. Oh, good news. Good news is that our dash does stagger enemies at least.
Ah, I can't stay angry. Let us call all that unpleasantness back there water under the bridge. What say you, nephew?
You and your puns, Poseidon. Huge catch. I mean, honestly, out of all of Poseidon's boons, this is, aside from Sunken Treasure, this is probably the only boon I care about, so you have a greater chance of finding a fishing point in each chamber. Oh, okay, right. The precursor for this is Sunken Treasure, so, or his other boon. All right, so we can get more fish. I guess that's cool. Oh, thank goodness a Zeus boon. There's a chance. And at that Defiance, we're buying that immediately. Thank you very much. All right, Zeus, please, please. This is so unreasonably painful. Just grant me a chance to have something to make this run viable. Did I reflect their AoE? I'm not sure. Because they took like 240 damage when they landed there. I'm not sure if they can damage each other or what was that. The general way to play this in any dash only run is just kind of dash through all the enemies in a linear chain. They'll aim for where you were rather than where you're going, and you can get away fairly scot-free. I think I can. I do think that's a projectile, actually. I'm reflecting their AoEs, I think. Interesting. I did not know that was a thing. I could be mistaken, but I don't think I am. Here, let's see. Come jump at me, boys. No, I don't think I reflected that. Never mind. Weird. I don't know what did the 240 damage then, unless it was just I maybe bonked them into each other or something. Weird. All right, technically we do get status privilege when we use our vengeance boon. Woohoo. Oh gosh, Kiwi, the champions of Elysium are so rough. I should probably kite them into traps now that I think about it. I fear that I'm going to get hit by the traps more than they are. Oh, was there? No, there wasn't a statue over there, so I genuinely do not know where that damage came from. All right, I think we just hug this wall and kill the Revenants as they spawn. Oh gosh, the issue is if I get caught on the wall, I'm just gonna get hit. It seems when you have this many dashes, if you like save one and then dash, you kind of lock yourself out of using that dash longer than I realized. The cooldown on these dashes feels far longer than I think it should be. But I guess it's just you don't get used to having this many dashes. Oh good, Void Stones to make this take even longer. Actually, I guess that's fine because I can reflect these into the Void Stones as long as I position well around the splitters. The issue is when you reflect projectiles, they aim at whatever spawned the projectile. So it's hard to aim the projectiles you reflect at enemies that probably need the damage more than the spawners themselves. Unclear if projectiles pierce through enemies too, rather than getting stopped where they land. If you guys want to just hug these spawn statues or these spear statues and get hit by them, fine by me. I think I got hit in an attempt to try and trigger that statue. I don't have any boldies left actually. Now that I look at it, that's not ideal. I think I'm just gonna have to do wide sweeping attacks and accept that I'm not getting all my damage out. Because if I just sit on an enemy and hug them and go dashing back and forth, I'm taking way more damage than I need to. Maybe next time I don't take jury summons for this. This is so rough with jury summons. Oh my goodness, Kiwi. You know what would really suck? If we make it this far on the dash only run, or what? Yeah, this episode's 51 episodes, or 51 minutes in, and we're only in Elysium. If I get to Hades and I lose this run, I am going to be so upset for the sheer volume of time that went into this, only to end in failure. I may honestly just have to play legit for the sake of not losing my win streak. We'll see. Anyway, so what else can I talk about? So, this is going to date the video a little bit, but we just passed through Valentine's Day, and we had a lovely Valentine's together, you and I. Okay, it's the lowest tier lightning reflexes, but it's on the board. Woohoo. I probably should have taken Jolted. I think I need another Zeus. Okay, we're stacking Zeuses. There's a chance. All right, first off, we have damage now. We have some amount of damage. Okay. Come on. Toss out a projectile. There we go. Okay. Oh, Kiwi, my suffering may be at least slightly over now. I won't claim it's completely over. We still have, like, next to nothing in terms of damage. But even 20, that, if you think about it, Lightning Reflexes has a base 20 damage. That literally doubles our damage at this point. The main issue being we need it to activate. Can we just say that I beat the run? Like, I got this far into a video, and this is genuinely slow torture. This is absolutely terrible. Kiwi had my suffering. I should never have taken 3 levels of jury summons. Oh my goodness. The one thing I don't like about Athena's reflecting abilities is that you can't really tell what you've reflected after it's been reflected. At least certain attacks, like the Splitter's attack is really hard to tell that you've deflected it once it's been deflected. The Elysian champions as well. Compare it to, say, the Drakens in Asphodel and the Gorgons, and they get like a pink effect around their projectiles that have been reflected. I don't know why they picked and chose which ones to do that on and which ones not to. Seems a little weirdly inconsistent, in my opinion, my humble, unasked for opinion. I don't think we're seeing Patroclus this run, so me losing these Death Defiances is kind of a big deal. I gotta be careful. Hopefully, all we need is a good Jolted or Zeus's Legendary, and we are in a much better position, though. Because we can get either, and both will be a huge damage up for us.
Hades.
And Epic Tier Static Discharge. Okay. The bill. We finally have a fighting chance, Kiwi. That literally just, like, multiplied our DPS by 5 times.
You're mine.
Which I really wish I could have said that maybe at the start of Tartarus, for example. A shop or a palm. We're gonna go for the shop, see if we can get either an Athena or Zeus boon here. Ares, you weren't the god I asked for. We'll take this palm first.
Thank you, mate.
10 more damage on Lightning Reflexes. Gladly take that. Pick these pots out of principle. Buy the HP. Ares, what have you got? We are actually offered the Ares attack trade, which means we could see Merciful End. I'm not really going to use Merciful End, but it's kind of funny. Alternatively, I take Impending Doom because that'll make our Vengeance Boon do 70% more damage. I think I take the attack.
I'm sure Lady Athena won't mind.
All right. I don't think the heroes is going to be an easy fight. We'll see. We will see. At the burial minimum, I have lightning reflexes, double strike now, and jolted.
Attack us if you dare, blackguard. Asterius and I stand ready.
You're not ready for this, Theseus, and neither am I, frankly. The main thing is I just make sure that I need to just chain dashes and not get hit as much as possible.
Not ready to admit defeat as yet.
But look at that. We are already like a good chunk of Asterius done. Oops. Well, that was the wrong way to fight Theseus. Honestly, it may be better for me to fight burst Theseus down first, and then just when the bull shows up, hope that I can dodge him. Yeah. Nope. Okay. I don't know what the correct choice is, but I don't think I have a correct choice. Every situation is bad. Oh, hello, bull. All right, get some free damage on the bull while we're here. All right. Jolted does a lot of damage, but I still need to... Oof. God, clipped a fair bit there.
Are you yet fearful for the inevitable end to your foul quest?
I do not have any more Sisyphus, so I have to be careful of that too. I'm just trying to get jolted on them so they take some amount of damage. Whatever the nature of the damage is, it's just damage. At least high voltage makes it fairly reliable to land lightning reflexes on everyone. Oh, hello, bull.
He'd make a mockery of us.
I do not want to risk finding out, but I don't know if you can reflect the projectiles that Theseus lobs.
Oh, blackguard. Oh, your spirit must be quivering inside.
The AoE on those are so much larger than I expect them to be. Oh, cool. I think we're up to the second phase of Asterius. All right. Didn't see that happen.
Suffer, fiend.
Some decent damage coming out on the bull. Decent meaning more than we've ever had before, I suppose. I really need to... It feels like I shouldn't have to focus this hard on a fight that I'm just pressing one button for, but I guess that's the point. It is because I'm pressing only one button for it that I need to focus on it so much more.
I do not fear you, fiend. Your presence is a stain upon
Oh gosh. Maybe I should have taken Ruthless Reflex after all. I'm wondering. I don't know if the damage up would have mattered as much, but the dodge chance would have kept me alive a little bit better. I just figured you have basically 100% uptime on iframes with your dash when you've got the Athena dash, so it's fairly easy to maintain. I am annoyed that I got hit there. I have taken a lot of damage from Theseus actually. Unideal. Oh, I can reflect his rocket launcher moves. As long as I kind of dash under where the shadows are, it seems like they do get reflected. But they don't land where they were going to land. They do get repositioned when they get reflected, which is unideal. It doesn't seem easy to afflict jolted onto Theseus either, which is another issue I'm having. Okay, there we go. Pull down. The question is, can I defeat Theseus without a Death Defiance? And I'm not the most confident in my abilities here, primarily because he does 20 damage if I run face first into him, and I have 19 HP.
You have a lot of nerve, Hellspawn.
All right, I deflected that projectile at him. Let's see how much damage it does. No, it didn't hit him. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. Maybe I'm deflecting him hitting... Okay, I was in my dash there.
Last chance.
Right, well... No Patroclus, no Death Defiances. Unfortunate.
Witness the power of the gods.
Apparently these don't trigger lightning reflexes. Theseus doesn't seem to really trigger lightning reflexes for anything, actually. Gonna have to wait till he starts trying to attack us. I can reflect his projectile at him, but I think he blocks it with his shield, actually. At least I can reflect his spear, and if I time that well, I can get lightning reflexes off on him. Anyway, I just want this run to end with a victory. But more than anything, I just want this run to end. Oh gosh. We have 100 HP left with no Death Defiances, and we haven't even gotten to Styx 43 minutes into the run. And his shield blocks us if we dash into him from the front. And he has such, you know what? Hades is going to be rough because he has such lingering attack frames. It'll be just like what happened here with Theseus. I can still get hit. I'm going to have to play so lame on Styx. Let's hope the Well of Charon offers us Death Defiances and Athena shows up.
I won again, Shade, thanks to your support.
Ending the hero's fight at 44 minutes with 69 HP.
Made
Feels
short work of Theseus, I take it, boy.
freaking miserable. All right, let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you for actually offering me a Death Defiance for a change shop. That's still not enough. We need more, I think. As previously mentioned, I do think the Acorn is more valuable than the Lucky Tooth here, but the Lucky Tooth may get us through Styx. With Hades, I know I can just cheese him out very easily. Slow, painfully, but easily. I honestly think I take the Lucky Tooth. I'll explain it more when we actually get to Hades, but as long as I kind of just go a linear path and then dodge behind walls, I can probably both kite out Hades and survive, but it's going to be a slow, painful, embarrassingly poor performance if that's the case. But I do think I'm going to take the Lucky Tooth. The other reason for the Lucky Tooth, now that I think about it, is we did get Blood Frenzy. We did get Blood Frenzy from Hermes, which means it'll up my damage, and we need as much damage as we can get right now. And even if it's at the cost of a Death Defiance, I think it's worth it. Poseidon is completely useless. Sunken Treasure doesn't do anything for us. There's our final Zeus boon. No Athena, so we are in. This is the maximum amount of Death Defiance we can have. So let's go for this mini boss Zeus first. We're hoping to see his legendary, or we got Double Strike, we got Jolted, so I guess that's really it. We're looking for his legendary and not much else. I guess I can make an argument for Heaven's Vengeance. We're this far in, I think I will accept the fact that I'm not going to go for Vengeful Mood, even though I said I would take it, because that's kind of lame. Trying to trigger lightning reflexes on these guys and not succeeding very well. It seems that because I stagger enemies, lightning reflexes isn't as reliable to activate here. Oof. Some unideal situations in this room. You can't really reflect lasers, as it turns out. I can at least reflect these guys as mine, but if I get hit by one guillotine, I am taking a ton of damage, so I have to be very careful about that. If we get the giant rodent mini-boss, honestly, which mini-boss do I want to even see, frankly? I guess the giant mine spawner mini-boss would be very easy to deal with. We'd just instantly burst him with our build, because we'd reflect all his projectiles back at him. But man, Athena really left us dead in the water this run. All right, giant satyr, I can manage, and we got the giant mine spawner, so I can use that to do that. Shoot, I really need to be careful about when I'm dashing. The tiny vermin make it hard to use all my dashes effectively, though, because I need to use the dashes to deflect them or to kill them instantly, because they only have 1 HP. All right, there we go. Turns out any projectile-based mini-boss is easily dealt with, as just demonstrated there, sort of. I don't even know what hit me. I think I got hit by the trap. I really need to be careful about my dashes. Okay, Heaven's Vengeance, or I'm pretty sure we can get his legendary. We probably reroll for that, right? Alternatively, is there anything he offers that I really want? And Ares, is there anything he offers that I really want? Not likely, so I think let's try rerolling once for his legendary and see if we can get it. Otherwise, Heaven's Vengeance I will gladly take if he offers it again.
Blessings, maybe.
All right, Heaven's Vengeance, it is epic tier, not terrible, just not really what we need or want. But it is damage for this build.
Need to keep looking down those passageways.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy this Poseidon boon now because it can give us some HP. Sunken Treasure, there it is, some HP.
Good.
And do I take this palm? Don't really need anything else, so I'll take it.
Gods grant me strength.
More damage on static discharge, yes please. It's a waste to put it on the
Which tunnel?
Dash. We'll go for Ares here, because again, I still maintain that I think mini bosses will be more manageable than any of the other like many chamber boss rooms. But what do we even want from Ares? I guess Dire Impending Doom will up our Curse of Vengeance damage, so I'll take that. Or do I just make the argument of I could really use a Curse of Vengeful Mood right now? It would be funny if we got Merciful End, because I'll take that. Not that it'll do much for us, but I could take it. The fact that we've made it this far, but at such a slow pace, just hurts me inside. I'm gonna sell huge cash. That's a lot of coin. It'll let us get 2 really valuable palms that we can hopefully put on things that give damage over anything else. Unfortunately, these enemies have next to no means of triggering light. I don't understand what triggers lightning reflexes and what doesn't, because it seems a tad inconsistent here against these enemy types. No matter. The point is we're dealing with it. We're doing it. There we go. Took 1 hit, but those things only hit for 1 HP, so we're fine. All right, I need to be careful about this room because I can use the traps to my advantage or I can get killed by them. And we know which one's most likely given my situation. Tiny vermin are a terrifying feat. Okay, so let's talk about what we did for Valentine's Day, since I completely got derailed from that, Kiwi. So we, for the first time ever, made fudge, and we made 2 different kinds of fudge. We made one fudge that was the Betty Crocker recipe of just the easy way to make it, no cooking involved. Just mix a bunch of things together with melted chocolate and evaporated milk, and then let it cool in the fridge overnight. We got Vengeful Mood. I guess? Oh, wait. Sorry, I thought that was, you know, the other one, Merciful End. This would guarantee we win the run. But I had a rule set that I set up for myself, and I said I can cheese Hades.
Let's see what else.
So, Dire Misfortune. Okay, that doesn't really do much for us, but I guess they heard that I wanted that instead of Impending Doom because of that slip of the tongue, I suppose. Anyway, we can buy both of these 300 coin palms, so we'll go for that next. But hey, see, we didn't even need Poseidon's Legendary to get our fish. I don't think there's any reason to do any additional Styx chambers.
It's a cup.
25 more HP doesn't really do much for us, and the coin we don't need. All right, Kiwi, we are in for the long haul. We effectively have 300 HP here.
For that.
Double Strike or Static Discharge. I don't know which one's better here. I guess Lightning Reflexes actually doesn't do that much damage, so Double Strike doesn't actually do much for us. Jolted is objectively our best source of damage. Alternatively, Heaven's Vengeance. Again, I don't want to get hit, so Static Discharge it is.
The power of the gods.
And then 43 damage on Lightning Reflexes, making a stronger argument for why I would like Double Strike, I guess, but we'll let's see. I think the flat damage is better. I don't know for sure, but here we go, Kiwi.
The prince persuades the underworld's ferocious guardian to move aside.
Okay, Kiwi. Do you think I can kill Hades in under 13 minutes and have a sub 1 hour run? This is like the opposite of a speed run. This is a slow run.
Thanks, boy.
All right, Kiwi. I claimed that I could cheese Hades. I don't know if I actually can or not. We'll see.
Crisp, cold air.
I must admit, this is a welcome change of pace from all the parchment work.
I'm glad you feel that way, but you must have been waiting here for a long time. All right, and I don't have any boldies, so I need to be mindful of that. I think for now, I do what I said I would do. I'm going to cheese him out, and the way to cheese him out is reflect what projectiles I can, and then just keep dashing in a straight line back and forth around him. Oh, come on. That's so annoying that, like, I should have maximum iframes and he's still hitting me through them all. Maybe I really should have taken Ruthless Reflex after all. I think that would have kept me better alive. I'll just have to make sure that I just keep traveling in one direction when he uses his big sweeping move. Or his big sweeping swings. All right, we're almost to his first. We're almost through the first third of phase 1. I'm just gonna have to keep running right past him like this. If I do that, I do seem to drop a fair bit of lightning reflexes on him. This is. I promised it would be slow and painful it is. Can I kill this little cast gem? No, I can't even DPS his cast gems fast enough to be relevant. Oh, just barely dodged that. Bail out from the Ring of Death. So yeah, so that was the first. Anyway, so that was the first fudge we made. We made. We made...
You wretches, rise now from my realm and fight again.
1 second. He spawned projectile spamming enemies, and of course, like, I have a counter to projectiles. That doesn't mean I'm actually gonna get it off, though. Because if they catch me when I'm not in my dash, or when my dash cooldown is going, I wonder if I try and take them out first. There are so many things.
Darkness.
Please don't let it respawn.
He's trying to
Okay,
respawn.
got it. Alright, I've taken a fair number of hits, but nothing that's outright, like, sentenced me to death. But it all adds up. I need to be super mindful of that. It all adds up. Kiwi, I may not be able to do anything other than focus on this run. This is so miserable. Oh, man. I mean, what can I can't really complain. I was the one who set myself up for this inevitable failure, but... On the bright side, if we do pop the Death Defiance, we'll get more damage. I will at least get more damage. Where are you, sir? Every time I see a single bolt of lightning drop, I am so happy because that is literally just increasing our damage by like tenfold, basically, at this point. Like, here's the thing, if I want to use lightning reflexes, I have to be like right up against him, but then I risk taking all that damage. That was another 40 damage that was completely avoidable. The bright side is, though, we're almost done with phase 1, and I haven't lost a Death Defiance yet. His attack speed is ramping up. I need to be careful of that fact. Oh gosh, that's another unnecessary hit. I'm gonna bail out where a lot of things can't hit me anymore. Oh, except Hades spawned right on top of me, teleported right on top of me there. Okay.
Right.
At least we have, again, we have some nice juicy Heaven's Vengeance that we can use. These archers are disorienting me a little bit. Alright, we got one of his spawnlings out. We take this out, that's one less projectile to have to deal with. Okay, we got it. Almost got this Revenant taken care of now. Or not Revenant, but... Oh, that's a lot of cast stones. I think I'm going to bail out and just not let those hit me. Okay, cool. The cool thing about his cast stones that do explosions, Hades is actually able to hit his friends as well with them. Doesn't seem like he has... Hades has friendly fire turned on. Alright. We're almost through phase 1, Kiwi, can you believe it? And it only took us, what, 4 minutes? Maybe 3 minutes? Okay, there's our first Death Defiance.
No.
But he's not spawning friends anymore. I can play safe. We've got 200 HP left, basically, between this and our other Death Defiance. Phase 1 done. No Boldy to speed things along on phase 2, but here we go. Here we go.
Try that again.
Alright, he's spawning pots. I do not know if I have... I don't remember if I have... Is it hidden security? I forget. The boon, the pact that makes us take more damage from traps, and I don't want to find out. If we have it on, I am probably going to die to it, frankly, because 150 from a pot is a lot of damage. Doesn't look like I actually trigger lightning reflexes when I dash through his lasers, so no need to risk that anymore. Okay. On the bright side, I can get a good couple hits on him while he's using his lasers. That was only 150 damage. Alright. I'm getting some good damage with lightning reflexes off on him. Static discharge, jolted. It's a good thing that melee attacks don't hit through walls, or that spear definitely would have clipped me. I am lucky none of that. Okay, something hit me. That's fair. It looks like his attack... It looks like we can trigger lightning reflexes a lot when he first starts attacking. His windup, even though he doesn't have active iframes, still triggers it, apparently. Interesting to know. Let's not get hit by those. We're almost halfway through. He's going to use lasers. We bail out and then dash behind him once they're out. He can't turn very fast once he starts casting lasers, but he turns extremely fast before they're out. Kiwi, I am so focused. Anyway, so the second fudge that we made was like this super fancy fudge made from a patissier's or confectioner's textbook. we made something called invert sugar, which got me as a former organic chemist kind of excited because it basically is just a hydrolysis reaction. You mix something with water to split apart molecules, but it inverts the stereochemistry, and for some reason, and supposedly inverting the stereochemistry of glucose crystals makes them sweeter. I don't really understand why that's the case, and I'd have to read a science textbook on why if I really cared to find out. I can't believe I didn't get hit by anything. Okay, I got hit by something. There we go. I'm like, that. Oh, hey. Okay. Halfway there, Kiwi. Halfway there. Oh, he's going to laser. We're going to just bail out here. I need to play super safe. I have the HP to take like 4 hits from him, maybe 5, but not much more. Trying to clear these pots out so that I don't get hit by them later. He can't heal unless Extreme Measures 4 is on, so that's really the only reason to take out the pots is if hide and security is a concern. We don't want to be taking damage from it.
No more.
I agree, Hades. I would very much like this to be over and done with. Alright. Moment of truth. I definitely think we get the sub hour run. The sub hour slow run, Kiwi. Okay, lasers, we bail out. I am playing this super safe because I need to. Like, you would think I would be super safe with Athena's dash, but no, I am not. Nothing is safe from this run. Least of all my sanity. So we made invert sugar, we made fondant for the first time, and we had no idea what we were doing for a lot of that. It was a hot mess, and I don't think we made it crystallize correctly. The fudge from this recipe came out terrible. I think we started agitating it too early, so it was too warm, and so the chocolate apparently has like 7 different crystals it can form, and so tempering chocolate, if you've never done that, is kind of complicated, but tempering chocolate is what makes it have that like snap when you try to like crack it in half when you have like a chocolate bar. It makes it have that very shiny polish to its surface as well. So if you've ever bought store-bought chocolate, you've likely seen what tempered chocolate looks like. It's nothing, it actually is fairly fancy in my book because it's so unnecessarily complicated in my head on how it works. You need to get chocolate to an exact temperature so it starts forming crystals that help it solidify, but if you do it too soon or too late, it just doesn't work. It comes out wrong. And unfortunately, that's what happened to our second round of fudge. But there we go, Kiwi.
Boy, you speak none of this to anyone.
The 56-19 slow run, Athena's dash only challenge complete. I am never doing this again. This was miserable.
Well done, boy.
Oh my gosh, that was rough. That was so rough. I did it. Oh. But we made it. I can't believe I made it, honestly. I honestly thought the run was going to fall apart. Right now. Especially when we had that moment of no death defiances left. I was sweating. I was sweating a little bit. What do you even honor on this run? I mean, obviously Zeus carried. Like, Athena was completely irrelevant. Like, I'm not going to say it's impossible to do with just Athena's dash damage, but why would you ever want to do that? Honestly, I think what we honor is Aspect of Gilgamesh, that epic tier, greatest reflex, and then let's just put the dash and call it done. Like, I obviously should honor like Vengeance and Double Strike and such, but it's funnier if I just leave it as this. You know what? Hold on. Boldy, Lucky Tooth, Divine Dash. There we go. Or hold on. For aesthetic reasons, let's do this. Boldy, hold on. Divine Dash in the center. Lucky Tooth, Boldy. There we go. Now it's symmetric. Okay, there is our win slate. Athena's dash only challenge complete. I do not recommend anyone ever do this unless you just want it for the claim to fame if you really need it.
Mere moments from his final victory, the prince, in his great haste, ignored surveying each side of a rather busy crossing, where a swiftly passing chariot collided with him very forcefully.
All I'm going to say is of all the enemies that Hades could have spawned in his phase 1, it was archers, which are super easy to deal with this build. If it had been chariots, oh my gosh, if it had been chariots, we would have been so screwed. Anyway, so the second fudge we made the first fudge because we wanted one that was guaranteed to be good, and I mean,
Welcome to the House of Hades. Just come on in.
You can't go simpler than a refrigerate only sort of fudge. melt chocolate, and then mix it together with condensed milk, and you're good.
Nix and I have matters here under control.
And it tastes pretty good. We mixed a bunch of crushed peanuts into it, or like chopped peanuts, so it tastes really good. But our second fudge, again, I think
the Hound of Hell barely regards the prince, having been sated for the time.
I think I crushed, or we started agitating it too soon, because the fondant we thought we had started agitating too late.
Blasted parchment work, it never goes away.
So there's a very small range of temperature that you need things to reach. It's like 120 degrees for the right type of crystals to form. We started
who's officially the best boy.
We started agitating it at around 130 because 120 had seemed to be ending in failure in our other attempts.
Here are your keys.
But unfortunately, it was still too early.
Keep letting down my guard against you, Zach.
And so the fudge, like, in a matter of like 2 seconds, went from a creamy, shiny substance. Anyone seen a carpenter named Leander? Cause of death, roof collapse. Yeah, that's fair.
I'll make sure everything is taken care of.
So it went from this glossy, smooth, creamy substance.
Child. Let us communicate again some other time.
All right, Nix, you're not feeling the talk. I get it. It just suddenly became dull-colored, thick, and crumbly.
Prophecy fulfilled.
There we go. Customer loyalty. 150 gems for getting everything from the Well of Charon.
Made a fortune off of me.
You really must have. I would love to know how much coin we have spent on Charon. There's only one boon left to get. It's the Gift of Song. We're getting there. So I looked it up. You need to play the lyre, rather, 210 times.
Just need to keep at it.
As well as getting some specific dialogue. But so I don't know how many times I'm at right now, but I'll be playing it a whole bunch in preparation for that music video type thing that I'm making. And as promised, I will include that at the end of this episode. That is your reward for making it to the end of this episode. So I hope you enjoy that. But let's go say goodnight to Skelly and call it an episode. This was pain, Kiwi. This was genuine, unadulterated pain. We're going to take the bow next. I have a build in mind that I want to try. But that is for another episode. Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching.
Relationship, boyo, requires no exchange of words.
And if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you. I am never running an Athena Dash Only challenge again. And I will see you in the next one. Sweet release.
What, seriously? This can't be happening. Here goes nothing.